Hello students, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. And flowering plants, if we consider the group of plants, that is plants are they were classified into two categories, which is angiosperm and gymnosperm. Gymnosperm. Angiosperms are the flower bearing plants, while gymnosperms are non-flowering plants. For angiosperms, flower is a fascinating organ for the process of reproduction. Reproductive organ. And today we will discuss about flowers, which is a part of reproductive cycle of angiosperms. And the reproductive cycle of angiosperms comprises two phases. One is the sporophytic phase and second is the gametophytic phase. Sporophytic and gametophytic phase. Sporophytic phase, where a flower which contains both male, which is the male part of the flower, stamen, while the female part is the carpel. Male part produces and pollen grains, which is present in the anther, while in the ovary ovules are present. Here the pollen grains are grains. From the ovules, the female ovules produce the female gametophyte. Ovules are the female gametophyte, and it's a female. While pollen grains are the male gametophytes, and they produce male gamete. This produce female gamete. Fusion of these two results in fertilization, which is a fusion of these two structures, male and female gametes. And after fertilization, they produce zygote, which forms the embryo, then seed, and again a sporophyte. So the upper half, that is from here, upper half is the phase which contains the diploid chromosome number. Diploid chromosome number is sporophytic phase. Diploid. While the gametophytic phase, it is haploid, or the number of chromosome is half. So where the gametes are produced, the gametes are always having haploid chromosome number. When they fuse together, they form a diploid zygote to retain the diploidy level of an organism. Now based on this, flower is the main structure for the gametophytic phase. So we will discuss about flower. We all know the walls of a flower: calyx, which is group of sepal. Second is corolla, group of petal, androecium. Male reproductive part, gynoecium, which is the female reproductive part. Now based on this floral whorls, if all the four floral whorls are present or absent, based on this, the flowers are termed as complete and incomplete. Complete if all four whorls present, then it is a complete flower. If any of the four whorls absent, then it is a incomplete flower. Next, based on the structures, which is the male and female reproductive part, the flowers are again classified into perfect and imperfect. Imperfect. If a flower contains both male and female reproductive parts or reproductive structures, which is androecium or gynoecium. If both are present, it means the flower is a bisexual flower. Bisexual flower, or the plant bearing the bisexual flower, then the condition bisexual condition is for perfect flowers. If the flower is only male, then it is a staminate flower, as stamen is the male reproductive part. If only female, then it is a pistillate flower. Pistil or carpel, this is the term for the female reproductive structures. So perfect and imperfect flower. Now based on the position of ovary, and all other floral structures, a flower may be in the condition for the flower is hypogynous, perigynous, and the next is epigynous. Epigynous. Hypogynous, ovary is superior. Ovary superior, all other parts or other floral whorls inferior. Inferior to ovary. Suppose this is ovary and all other floral whorls start from this part, this just below the ovary. So all the four floral whorls are inferior to ovary. Then the condition is hypogynous condition. Perigynous condition, if they are starting at the same position, the thalamus forms a cup-shaped structure. Cup-shaped thalamus, in which the ovary is located or situated, and all other floral whorls start from the disc or rim. From the disc, all other floral whorls. Then it means the position of ovary and other floral whorls same position are at the same position. Then the condition is perigynous condition, or if the floral whorls are at the periphery of the cup-shaped structure, then also perigynous condition. In epigynous condition, ovary is inferior. Ovary is inferior. Other parts, other whorls superior. Suppose the condition is this one, and all other four floral whorls start from this part. If this condition, if ovary is inferior and other floral whorls are superior, then the flower is a epigynous flower. So based on the position of ovary or comparative to ovary, the flower may be termed as hypogynous, perigynous or epigynous. So for today this is sufficient, and in the next topic we will discuss about the male and female gametophyte, or the structure of microsporangium and megasporangium. Thank you for today.